Hey guys, today we're going to talk about one of my very favorite indicators to tell whether or not Bitcoin and the market has topped for the cycle. Before we start, I think it's important to look at a bunch of indicators at the same time. There are different on chain indicators, there's kind of like some moving average indicators. There's social indicators. Look at all of them. We can cover those in other videos, but I want to talk about one that has been genuinely perfect going back to the start of Bitcoin and the whole market. We'll get to that in just a sec. Right now, just for context, we're looking at this kind of inauguration PA, got like this Trump meme coin scam dump here, and then kind of like a middle of the night BART that is probably wrecking a lot of people. And we're going to the inauguration right here. But to look at this indicator, let's zoom out to the monthly chart. And you will notice I have drawn these blue arrows at every top we've ever had. This is the month we topped, right? So we've got the ancient 2011 top, the 2013 double top here, right? We have the 2017 blow off top. Then we have the 2021 top. I do not count the late 2021 top because it didn't really put in a higher high by a couple $100 or whatever. And it was kind of just like a scam pump during a bunch of scandal. There's a bunch of fraud going on with huge players in the industry. None of the on-chain indicators caught this. This is just kind of irrelevant to me. If you obviously sold at this top, you made the same amount of money, right? So ignoring that one is just a huge outlier. But let's get into it, right? So this is today's PA. Ignore all these blue squiggles. These are low time frame lines I draw. They're still here. But the indicator is the monthly RSI, or relative strength index, if you're not familiar with RSI. And all RSI is just how fast and how much momentum something moves up or down. And it can be used to indicate some sort of a reversal, right? It's not really perfect for trading. It's one of many things you can look at, but let's look at what it looks like for the monthly. So here we go. You'll notice that in 2013 or 2011, 2013, 2017, and 2021, the cycle topped exactly when RSI hit a critical level. And we can draw a trend line here from 2011 all the way to present day. It's a damn near perfect fit, right? You could play with this like a couple of pixels, right? If you kind of want to ignore 2011 because it was a smaller market, you can kind of draw from there. Kind of do one of these here, and within a couple of solitary little pixels here, this is a perfect trend line. We can even extend that out a little bit. So what's important to look at here is where are we at right now, right? We're pretty far below this trend line. And the thing I want to focus on here is if we saw the monthly RSI go up as fast as it has ever risen in the 15 years of this market. Let me see if I can draw this here. You're just kind of eyeballing this, like how steep can these possibly go up, right? Almost in a straight line, but there, maybe like a 20-degree angle. We draw that in, something like that. Where does that leave us, right? If it goes up as fast as it possibly can, which is not a guarantee, you end up in a spot where the soonest we could top, based on this indicator, is April 1st, right? A couple months from now. That's the soonest we could top based on this indicator. Now, important to caveat that, right? No indicator is perfect, though this one has been. This will break at some point. I think it's important to keep in mind that this cycle, there's just so much more money in this market. It's just Bitcoin is obviously hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of billions into trillions now, unlike back the dark ages. It was just a couple hundred million, then a couple $billion. We have these ETFs, institutional players. There's just so much more money. If RSI measures how fast something pumps, and we've had a lot of sideways here, kind of setting up a foundation for maybe what could be a final blow off, maybe it doesn't send RSI absolutely ripping, right? Even though RSI, it's something that's not on chain. I think I just deleted it. Let me get this back on here. It's not on chain. It's agnostic to what's happening on chain. It's just how fast does the price go up. It's captured this perfectly, but I'm not going to wait until this comes in and perfectly tickles this line to start selling. I mean, there's a good grounds to do that, but I'm way more conservative than that. I don't want a round trip. So one thing that I like to do with these kind of trend lines for these indicators is draw a lower line that mirrors the kind of like top signal line, and then take a look at that. So if we want to be super conservative, draw a much lower one here. Pretty safe, right? You could say, if you wanted to do something as similarly conservative, say, okay, Bitcoin is 106K. A lot of alts have run decently, some disappointing, but whatever. You take what the market gives you, right? I'm going to do something between start selling to sell it all when this lower, more conservative line gets hit. That's one approach that you could take, not financial advice, but you have to weigh this for your own portfolio and goals and risk tolerance. If we come in off the monthly and look at the weekly, I don't think there's as much signal here, but it is worth looking at. So this lower line now starts to capture, some of these lower tickles on the weekly. Could even move it even lower like this, right? So now we're really into these little lower kind of like peaks before Bitcoin does something kind of scary, right? Like these are not nothing. That's a 40% dump, right? This little peak here, right? What happened here? It's a 37% dump. Terrifying, right? So if you move this down here to say, okay, I'm not going to wait all the way for the monthly. I'm going to wait for one of these kind of like local weekly tops that can resolve in a really scary dump, and I'm just going to full stack my portfolio and sell there. That's not a bad strategy, right? Like if you've gotten a kind of vaguely good enough-ish or not great, but kind of getting there, and this RSI comes up to this lower conservative trend line we've kind of drawn down here, like the safety trend line. Just look at it back on the monthly. You're still going to get some decent appreciation here. The monthly does lag a little bit, right? You're probably going to get Bitcoin pushing up to maybe like 120, 130, depending on how fast it moves. So, that's one thing you can play with. And you can do this on your own. Get a free TradingView account and just go to indicators, type in RSI. You can just slap that down here on the chart yourself and keep an eye on it. But anyway, that's really it. There's another indicator that I think is super interesting. It is called, it's by this dude, .prof. It's called the Bitcoin Top Indicator. The way this works is when you get this like salmon color, red color, or yellow and orange, these are all on-chain indicators that are getting hot. It's obviously like you're going to want to sell into these warmer colors. Right now, our kind of big top last spring, we got like an orange and then just back to brown and then cooled back down. On-chain indicators also have those trend lines. I personally am not going to be waiting for like us to get months of these bright colors. If you want to be really conservative with this, like super conservative, you could wait till you start to see one more orange bar, or a couple oranges put together. Like even the 2021 scam pump captured that, and start selling into that. This indicator is meant to be used at weekly and monthly, but I did notice that if you go down to 4 hours on the chart, and again, I think he recommends not looking at this at the 4 hour, but look at this. Like, this wasn't visible on the weekly for this indicator, but we got some orange here in the 4 hour, and it perfectly predicted, once we got a couple of these, perfectly predicted a dump from, you know, our otherwise top here at 108 all the way down to 92. So you can also tighten this up for lower time frames if you want, and hopefully get kind of like a leading edge on where things are going. But again, get a free TradingView account. Just sign up with your email address and you can type in Bitcoin top indicator. I can't spell, but that one should pop up, by .prof. This one makes the rounds in crypto Twitter, and it's very popular because it makes things really easy to see. But again, you want to be looking at a lot of these indicators together. RSI, on-chain stuff, Coinbase app ranking, Phantom app ranking, Moonshot app ranking, qualitative stuff like, hey, is your barber talking about crypto, etc. And critically, make sure you have a plan ahead of time written down somewhere. Otherwise, you're going to get wrecked. You can't make a plan on the fly when you're in a state of euphoria or despair. You'll lose all your money. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. Again, the indicator is the RSI on the 1 month. And yeah, pretty clean. This looks like it could go up to tag this trend line in April. Maybe it'll break because of the size of the market. Don't take any one indicator to the bank. Do what's best for your portfolio, but one thing to keep an eye on. Thanks for listening, guys. Catch you in the next one.